Today is the 29th of February, last day of February. It is 12:30. Today I've been thinking about Bernie Sanders. And what a waste of flesh that man is. Anybody that votes for this man needs to check into an insane asylum. Why would I say such a horrible thing? Because he is a communist. And in case anybody that's watching this doesn't understand what a Marxist or a communist is, you're probably too young. And you think it's probably cool that everybody should be equal. Well, there's no such thing as equality. I hate to tell you this. It doesn't exist. It's fantasy land. Every living thing in the world is not equal to each other. Some are more fit to survive than others. Some are more gifted and more talented than others. Some will die sooner. Some will die later. That's the way it is. And I'm sorry, but it's no different with humanity. Some people are smarter. Some people have more resources. Some people don't. And the idea to make everybody equal is foolishness. What it does, what Marxism, communism does, is makes you all equally poor. With no hope of ever being anything more than what the state has determined you to be. And that's it. There's no hope of you ever getting beyond what the state has determined you need to be. The state determines your equality. And all these idiots that think that Bernie Sanders is going to level the playing field, you're brain dead. When he ran in 2016, he railed on about millionaires and billionaires. Well, guess what? He's a millionaire now, so you never hear him mention the word millionaire. Now he focuses on billionaires. I said this before. There's a little over 600 billionaires in this country. Who the hell cares? 600. Who cares? I don't care. If you are so concerned about billionaires having money, then quit giving it to them. Stop buying your shit on Amazon. Quit making that guy a bigger billionaire than he already is. Find out who these 600 billionaires are, how they made their money, and then don't contribute. Don't contribute a dime to their wealth if you got a real problem with them. But seriously, Bezos, the guy that runs Amazon, he's one of the richest men in the world. Quit buying shit on Amazon if you've got a huge problem with him. It's ridiculous and how foolish you all are. Put your money where your mouth is, otherwise you're a freaking hypocrite. Bernie Sanders is a communist, and it comes down to this, man. I am old enough to remember that every time there was an Olympic event, everybody was kind of waiting to see who was going to defect, who was going to run away from the Soviet Union or from China, or any of the Eastern Bloc countries. I remember when they used to shoot people that were trying to escape East Berlin or East Germany. People were trying to get out of there with their lives. Nobody wanted to be under a communist rule. It was horrible. And now you got a whole bunch of people think it'd be cool. Oh, it'd be so cool to be communist. We're all equal. We're all comrades. We're all comrades. These young idiots, these young fools, these young brain dead Marxist jackanapes have no idea what socialism is about. And Bernie Sanders is he's doing what Bolsheviks do. They try to tap into a bunch of people that are malcontents with their lot in life, and they really think that they're going to bring about all this change and going to get rid of my college debt. Look, no one forced you to go to college. You decided, did you want to spend? I couldn't afford to go to college. My family couldn't afford to go to college. I had no plans on going to college. I had to make do. And then you go to college, you get a degree in Greek mythology, and you get out and you wonder why you can't get a job. Oh, go stick your head up your ass with that one. You were that foolish. And there were no adults around you to say, hey, maybe that isn't a good idea. Maybe I should go into the military and learn a trade. Bernie Sanders is just the beginning of a nightmare that hardworking people in this country are going to have to stay vigilant against, because he's not going to be the first one. There's going to be a whole bunch more coming. And all of you who value having a home, all you who value having a job with your own private health insurance, all you who value your Social Security, all you who value paying low taxes, you better keep these wolves away, because they are going to destroy whatever. Look, I am not a rich man. I'm working on a Saturday. At this point in my life, I'm fighting to get extra money because I got to compete with freaking foreigners. And that ain't no joke. Bernie Sanders is a nightmare come true. This guy praises Castro for his literacy programs. Literacy programs, the only reason Castro wanted a literacy program is so he can spew Marxist doctrine. It was nothing about the good of the people. It's good for the state. Viva la revolution! That's really what it came down to. Communists are not your friend. Socialists are not your friend. And when Bernie Sanders wants to pontificate about the wonders of socialism working in Denmark and Scandinavia, it doesn't. And the only reason these countries can even get away with that is because they have no military budget whatsoever. Any country that has all these fantastic social programs is because they don't have a military budget, because this country, the United States of America, protects their sorry asses for free. That is the only reason they can get away with spending tons of taxpayer dollars with nonsense. You can't do this in a country. In our country, we can't get away with this because we got to protect all these other ass wipes. I have a real simple way of looking at things. If the Russians want to take all those countries, let them. If the Russians want Crimea, let them take it. If they want Ukraine, let them take it. If they want Finland and Iceland and everybody else in Norway, let them. Estonia, Latvia, let them have it. Let the Europeans worry about the Russians. Hell, we shouldn't even be in NATO anymore. Screw them. I am an isolationist. I'm sorry that we have enough resources in this country to take care of ourselves, to take care of our own people. Screw the rest of the world. That's how I feel about it. Bernie Sanders is just the beginning of a nightmare in this country that people are going to have to stay vigilant against, because if once some jackass like that gets in, it's pretty much over. You might as well just forget it. You might as well not even bother voting anymore. Just go home, buy 5-gallon buckets, start storing rice and beans. Because remember what Bernie Sanders said, standing in a bread line is a good thing.